Tesla sales falling for a second straight quarter despite price cuts, sales continuing to slump in China. Nicholas Wealth Management's David Nicholas is here with more. David, great to see you. So what is up with, is it something wrong with Tesla, or is it something wrong with the economy that is leading to slower sales?
Well, it's not Tesla specifically. I think you got to look at China. So sales are down in China because they're seeing stiff competition. Their biggest competitor, BYD, they saw EV sales increase over 20% for the quarter, while Tesla saw their sales come down. China's a big market for Tesla. Over 21 billion of revenue comes from China, 21% of their total sales. So China's a big market. But I think what Elon Musk did right was at the last shareholder meeting, he shifted the conversation to the future opportunities for Tesla. That's robotics, that's AI, that's energy storage. And that's, I think, the right way to look at Tesla, because Tesla is so much more than just a traditional automaker. They're a robotics. They're an AI company. So if you're buying Tesla today, you're not buying it because of its EV sales. You're buying it because of what the future Tesla will look like. Hard for investors to stomach, David, but that's the way you need to look at it.
There is something else happening, though, with regard to EVs, and that is a lot of people are having problems with them. Not only the range, but also, of course, during the cold weather in Chicago and elsewhere, we saw a lot of EV owners saying they're never going to go back. We just had a McKinsey study. 46% of EV owners are, quote, very likely to switch back to gas vehicles. That must be a big headwind for EV makers.
You know, Dave, that's a good point. And I think what we're seeing the market trend towards is these hybrid EVs, meaning I can put gas in my car if I want to. But you know what? If I want to save some money on gas and plug in my car, I want to have the ability to do that. Tesla doesn't have any hybrid models. So I think you're right. That is a negative to Tesla, that you're going to see some of these other competitors have hybrid models. But I think Tesla is even bigger than this, David, because if you look at their robotaxi, all eyes are going to be on their event that's coming up here on August 8th about the robotaxi. When I can just get in a vehicle, or I don't even have to own a vehicle, and it'll take me to work, it'll take me to a restaurant, and I don't have to own it, and it automatically gets there self-driving. That's the future. It's years off, but I think that's what Tesla is pointing towards. It's so much bigger than just buying a vehicle, whether you put gas or electric in it. We're years from that, but that's a big move for Tesla, I think.
David, I got to ask you about the economy in general, particular markets, and what Powell was saying earlier. And I don't know if you heard Charlie Gasparino, but he's saying a lot of investors are very worried about what might happen. What do you think is going to happen with the markets?
Yeah, you know, Charlie's spot on. Look, there's political insanity coming out of Washington right now. Markets do well when there's certainty. We have uncertainty. If you're a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, why do you invest? You invest if you believe the future will be better. You'll hire one more employee. The same goes for these corporate big companies. They're not going to hire, they're not going to invest if they believe the climate coming out of Washington is not going to be one that's going to be great for business. So I think it's very uncertain right now for businesses. I think you're not going to see the markets go anywhere until the elections. And I think there's a two paths here, one towards economic freedom, lower regulation, or a path that tells businesses that we're going to tax you more, we're going to regulate you out of business, and it's a very tough environment. So I think it's a pretty clear choice, but we're not going to see that until November, David.
David Nicholas, great to see you, David. Thank you very much. We covered the waterfront here. Appreciate it.